Doctor? Where to first?
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, what we know, what we don't know, what we need to know, what we want to know, everything about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 that we do expect, all the scenarios, everything. So this is going to be my first update video on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 since Season 5 ended. That means that my advice to you is to stay tuned to this video, or else.
What the hell is this?
That's a Sicilian message. It means Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes.
Alright, all joking aside, this video is about everything that we know about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. so far. I've done these kind of videos before Season 5, I'm going to be doing them a lot before Season 6. So every month or two from here to the airing of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, whenever a bunch of updates and theories have piled up, I'm just going to jam them into this one video and present it to you. So in the spirit of not wasting any more time and without further ado, number 1. The filming for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 has concluded. So a couple of days ago, Mark Kolpak, the VFX supervisor for the series, posted a tweet indicating that the filming for Season 6 has ended. The VFX work is still underway, but nonetheless, the filming itself has ended. He also posted a photo out of the wrap party for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6. But number 2, as you might notice on this photo, this is the photo that Mike Kolpak posted, by the way, there is this person sitting at the same table as Ian DeCasticar, this bald person. Now the thing about this bald person is I tried to blow up the image to like a million times its size, and I couldn't really tell if this person was the actor who portrayed the role of Enoch on Season 5 of the series. But however, at the best size of this photo that you could get without it going all hazy and unclear, it does seem like this guy might actually be Enoch. So for all the lovers and the fans of Enoch from Season 5, we might actually get Enoch on Season 6, and it would make a lot of sense in a specific scenario that I'm going to be talking about later on this video. Number 3 though still keeps us within the Twitterverse because we're still talking about tweets posted by the cast and crew of the series. This other tweet though was posted by Ming-Na Wen, the actress who portrays Melinda May on the series. The tweet read, "Just saw a promo for Season 6 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I got goosebumps. So proud, it's epic, incredible, and badass. Not sure when they'll release something for our fans, but trust me, it's worth the wait. Thank you for your loyalty and patience." Now considering the words of this tweet, I'm thinking we're going to be getting either a very brief teaser, a less brief promo, or a full-on trailer come January, or maybe at worst February. But that does take us to number 4, the question of when will Season 6 premiere. So the answer to that question, according to the official statements that released along with the announcement that the series has been renewed for a Season 6 back in May, is that the series will be airing in summer of 2019. But let us not forget that thanks to the failure that Inhumans was back in 2017, ABC decided to move things around to remind us that Marvel was still good, that these series from Marvel were still good. So instead of ABC having the 5th season of AOS premiere in early 2018, it ended up moving it up and ahead in schedule to the 1st of December of 2017. And the moral of the story is, there is always room that things get moved around, and we might get the 6th season earlier than we expect. Now before I get into the even finer details of Season 6, number 5, this is not related to Season 6, but in case you didn't hear and you didn't know, this series has been renewed for a Season 7 as well, and that was almost a month ago. But next up is number 6, and let's talk some Phil Coulson. Now we know that the official word, and based on every single interview we've watched so far, is that come Season 6, Phil Coulson will be dead and in the ground. Now to support this even further, most of the events attended by the cast of AOS, including Comic-Con, were not attended by Gregg. However though, there might always be this little surprise hiding around the corner, and we might end up seeing Coulson in some way, shape or form. Since the end of Season 5, every single time I read an interview for the producers of the series, they have always ended up talking about the importance of Phil Coulson for this series, for this story, and how this one character, this one man, is the one who started all of this. So the bare minimum expectations over here is that we might end up seeing Phil Coulson in flashback sequences. Something that would be sort of like the flashback sequence that we got in Season 4, the one with their earlier days, him in May, that one mission that got the Superior all hating and all worked up against Coulson and all wanting revenge. But anyway, and even if he were not to show up on Season 6, number 7, Claude Gregg's name is still gonna be showing up on the series, considering that he's taken a backseat and has started directing more episodes. But just in case you were wondering about his directing capabilities, let me remind you that the 100th episode of the series, the 12th episode of the 5th season, that was actually directed by none other than Claude Gregg. But number 8, Fitz is alive and well. So yeah, we did see him die at the end of Season 5 on the finale, but there's a little bit of a twist here. No matter how much I agree or disagree with Fitz being back, or in the very least how they bring him back, apparently there is a Fitz floating in space in the company of Enoch, and that is exactly why I'm expecting to see Enoch on Season 6.
I love you.
I know.
That as well, the spaceship floating around Jupiter with the pod that holds Fitz within is exactly where the team was heading at the very end of the finale of Season 5. But while we're still on the subject of the Fitzical, number 9 happens to be a mere speculation, or call it a presentation of all possible scenarios. So Season 6 of the series might actually pick up right where Season 5 ended, or go for a time jump. Now if the case were to be the former, we would see them get back Fitz, but if the case were to be the latter, we're gonna see Fitz with the team already. There's a lesser chance that we see Enoch on the 6th season. But the moment I said it might pick up right where it left, I know a lot of you are already thinking,
You should have gone for the head.
so are we gonna see the Thanos snap? I know, considering the number of times the hardcore fans like me and you have watched Infinity War, we've sort of become so sadistic. We have just become addicted to watching people get dusted, haven't we? But to answer this question is to talk number 10. Is there any chance we're going to see or hear about the dusting of any of the members of Team S.H.I.E.L.D. on Season 6? Well, the truth is, I think that's all gonna rely heavily on how they sort it all out on Avengers Endgame, how they sort out the culmination and the ending of Avengers Infinity War. So there are two ways that Avengers Endgame could handle the ending of Avengers Infinity War. There are two ways as well Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. could get started. Endgame could do it all by creating a new timeline, changing everything, doing the time travel theory thing, and ending up stopping the snap before it happens. So if this were to be the case, and AOS does start or pick up right where it left off, we're never gonna see anyone get dusted. The snap just never happened. And if it were to do a time jump at the very beginning of the season, we would still not hear of anyone getting dusted, because once again, the snap never happened. But every other theory though for Avengers Endgame that does not involve time travel or complete reversal of all the events of Infinity War might probably not stop the snap. Like people, for example, being in the Soul Realm or the Soul World and being led out of there by someone like Doctor Strange. Now if one of those scenarios were to hold true, and if AOS does start or pick up right where it left off, we should expect to see something about the effects of the snap. On the other hand, if it starts with a time jump, but still the same scenario with Endgame, we should hear about it. Probably something around the lines of, if not for the Avengers, I would have probably lost Jemma forever. Remember when she got dusted? But now that I may have possibly shattered your dreams, expectations, killed your hope, and disappointed you when it comes to the snapping, or the snapture, whatever people are calling it nowadays really, let us just move on and past this point to number 11. So Glenn Talbot, whom as of recently we also happen to know as the show's version of the comic book villain Graviton. Last time we saw Graviton, he was floating in space, frozen as well, thanks to Daisy Johnson for using the serum on herself and getting all overpowered. Now I know a lot of us are gonna miss Adrian Pasdar as the show's version of Graviton. I know a lot more are gonna miss him as Glenn Talbot. But the truth here is, the producers have hinted the possible return of Graviton. A few months ago, and right after the finale aired, they talked about how this is a comic book series, people die, people come back to life, it's all possible. And we know that because they've done it with Grant Ward before. Nonetheless though, with Graviton it's a special case, a comic book special case. So the comic book Franklin Holt Graviton, just like the TV series Glenn Talbot Graviton, can create force fields, and while I'm assuming a lot of people already know this, for those who don't, he is capable of using his force field generation abilities in order to breathe in space. So while it might seem that Daisy might have killed him, while it might seem that she has banished him to space, he still could make a comeback either on Season 6 or on Season 7, and he could still wreak havoc, and it will not need to be a return from the dead, like the case was with Ward, or Coulson, or even Fitz. The series would just need no excuse to try to bring him back, because if they modeled him after the comics, that would just mean that he just got shot up in space, but never died to start with. But 11 down and 4 to go, number 12. What is going on with Deke? For one thing, Jeff Ward, who portrayed the role on Season 5, has been promoted to a series regular for Season 6. So Jeff is returning, Jemma is returning, Hugging Trees is returning, eating ice cream right out of the garbage is returning, and most importantly, having someone on the series who would call Fitz Gramps is returning as well. As for the boxes that were removed out of his room at the end of Season 5 that we don't see and hence thinking, oh, he vanished. Well, those boxes were removed because they defeat the purpose. The Deke that we know belongs to the old timeline. He's an anomaly in this timeline. He's just a cause of the change that created the new timeline. Whatever new version of Deke is going to be born in this timeline, he's going to have a completely different life. He's going to live in a house, go to school, go to university, meet up with a girl, fall in love, get married, the whole 9 yards really. But the key over here is that version is probably never going to step foot in the lighthouse. He will not be born there, and he will not have to spend the entirety of his life over there. We do as well have one piece of evidence out of the finale of Season 5 that he's still part of this timeline, that he's really still around. We've got the knife that Jemma picks up off the table in Deke's room at the very end of the season. That is pretty much the very same knife that Fitz owned, only a futuristic version. The very same version that was passed down by Fitz to his daughter and hence to her son, Deke. But next up though is number 13, and we do know this one. Mac is the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. We know that he's been crowned that at the end of Season 5. But what we don't know, and what we got to know as of recently, is that he's gonna be a source of trouble. So Mac's gonna fit into the job, he's gonna do the job well. That's pretty clear from all the interviews that I've read so far. But there is going to be this one minor major problem when it comes to how he runs S.H.I.E.L.D., when it comes to sending people on missions, putting them in the line of fire. We do know that Mac is overprotective, especially of the people he cares for the most and he loves the most. And that is exactly where the trouble kicks in, because he's always gonna be hesitant when coming to putting them in harm's way when push comes to shove. So for one thing, you need to expect that Yo-Yo is going to have a lot of trouble with Mac come next season. There's going to be a lot of fighting over, don't go on this mission, no I'm going to go, no you won't, yes I will, and so on and so forth. But number 14 though, the Netflix crossovers. A lot of people have been asking the question of, with the cancellation of Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Daredevil, and the Defenders, can we expect to see any of these characters on any of the other Marvel series, especially Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I really hate being the bearer of bad news, but the answer is no. The problem over here is, even though the characters are owned by Marvel and hence Disney, based on the contract they had with Netflix, they're not allowed to use them for 2 years past their cancellation on Netflix. The surprising thing over here was that this clause does not just extend to TV series or appearances on TV series, but also to appearances or use of these characters on movies. While this might sound as bad news, there might be a silver lining. That means that the series could end up being revived 2 years down the road on Disney Plus or even on ABC. But anyway though, finally number 15. It is not exactly by the comics, it has still got ways to go, but this is Daisy Johnson's new look as Quake on the series. Check it out. But while you do, think about what you're most excited about when it comes to Season 6, what do you want to see on that season as well. And after you do so, make sure you scroll down and let me know in the comments. Let me know as well if you did like this video by dropping it a much appreciated like. Now if that were to be the case and you're not yet a subscriber, why leave this page before you actually subscribe and enable notifications for my future videos, community posts, and live streams. Until the next time though that you tune in for another one of my videos, thank you so much for tuning into this one and have a great day.